Welcome, students, to today's geometry lesson. Today's geometry lesson is about something we call the perimeter. Now, perimeter tells us about the total length of a shape's sides, and we're going to just take a look at what that means here. So, for this example, I'm actually just going to do a little drawing here. I'm just going to draw a little, I'm going to draw a field. Let's imagine that this is a field at J.J. Hill, and actually I'm going to redraw that a little differently. We're going to take a look at the field at J.J. Hill. Now, let's imagine that J.J. Hill wants to build a fence around our field. Now, I don't think we're going to do that, but if we did, it might look a little something like this. Now imagine we're looking from up in the sky, and we're looking down at our school, and we're going to build a little fence all the way around our yard like this. Maybe we're tired of those dodgeballs falling out of our schoolyard all the time, so we're going to go ahead and just build a fence all the way around it, just like that. The question is, how much fence do we need? Now, the perimeter tells us how far around a shape is. Now, to find the perimeter of a rectangle like this, first we look at the length of the sides. So I'm going to go back to my rectangle here again. Let's see if I can go back to my rectangle. How hard is that to do? And I'm going to take a look at how big are the sides of my rectangle. So let's say that for this particular rectangle here, that let's say that the one side is 6. Say it's 6, actually probably maybe be more like, we'll call it 10 yards. Okay. And let's say that it is 20 yards wide. So when we talk about a shape like this, we often use, we can use width or base. Depending on how we're talking about it, we either call that the width or the base. And we talk about this side here as being the length or the height. And people use both of these words because, well, it just depends if you're looking at something that's on the ground or you're looking at something that's on a wall. It depends, kind of changes the use of those words a little bit. Now, when we're looking at the perimeter, when we're measuring the perimeter of a rectangle, we add up the length of all the sides. In fact, I think it would be helpful in your math notebook to go ahead and write this down, perimeter. To find the perimeter, we add the length of all the sides. Add the length, we add the length of all the sides. There we go. Add the length of all the sides. So, if we know this is a rectangle, we know that this side and this side are the same. That means that both of these rectangles are 10. And if we're looking at a rectangle, then we know that this side and this side are the same. So both of those sides must be 20. Now, if we're going to add the length of all the sides, that means that we're going to add 10 plus 10 plus 20 plus 20. Let's go ahead and do that math. 10 plus 10 plus 20 plus 20. I'm going to start with my bigger numbers for this addition problem. 20 plus 20 plus 10 plus 10. I'll write that up as a big addition problem. And I like to pair up my the parts of my addition problem. 20 plus 20, let's see, 2 plus 2 is 4. So 20 plus 20 must be 40. And I'm going to count by tens. I'm just going to add tens to finish up this problem. So 40, that would be 50, 60. 60. So the perimeter equals 60. I'll even write that out. Perimeter equals 60 for this shape. We might even write this as P equals 60. All right, that's what perimeter is. I'm actually going to have you do a little practice in the next video along with me.